Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Friday. It's Friday! I really don't know why I do that every time, but I do. So, whatever. It's Friday. Happy Aloha Friday. Everybody who works that 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, it is your weekend. You have made it to the weekend. So, let's just get going. Let's jump right in. On Fridays, I do Oracle Fridays, and I always start with the angel answers now because I always think that's kind of a fun way to start, and for some reason it always seems to set the tone for the readings of the day. So we're going to start with those, but a little bit of ground rules first. Number 1, do not worry. Oh, that's funny. Baby sibling says we're almost matching with our outfits. So, okay, good morning, baby sibling. You're going to have to send me a picture of that outfit. But rule number 1, do not worry where the message is coming from. I know people are all over the place with their beliefs, right? I mean, not everybody believes in the same thing, all right? Some people may sit here and say, oh my God, you're doing the devil's work. No, actually, I'm not. I'm doing God's work. But do what you will. But also, for those who do not believe in God, I have a table full of spirituality. Okay, I'm what they call a polytheist. I believe in more than one deity. However, good morning, baby bear. So that being said, do not worry where the message is coming from. Just, focus on the message itself. Okay, so because I use fairy decks, I use crow decks. Today we're going to do the Moonology deck because we have a full moon coming on Monday or Sunday, depending on where you live in the world. The unicorn decks. So you know what, just like I said, oh wait, no, I don't have a fairy deck, sorry. We have the New Orleans deck and all that other stuff. So good morning, older sibling. So that's rule number 1. Do not worry where the message is coming from. Just focus on the message, all right, itself, because that's where it's important. Number 2, if it does not resonate with you, do not force it to fit you, because that will just cause anxiety and make you overthink. And overthinking is a bad thing. Okay, if you're not sure if it resonates with you or not, keep it in the back of your head, because it might later. It might make sense later. And again, if it doesn't, don't worry about it. I do these every Friday. So maybe if the answer doesn't come to you today, it might come to you next week. If you're watching this on a replay, don't worry, because if you need an answer, it will probably find a way to come through on here. Sorry, there's a hair bothering me. It will probably find a way to come through on here. So again, even if you're watching this on a replay, if it resonates with you, it is probably meant for you. I do have other rules that I always seem to forget, but those are the top 2. Okay, and they're not really rules. They're more, well, the second one I would like to say is really a rule, because I've done that in the past, and then you just, you kind of kill your vibe for the day, and anything that good might be coming to you, you're going to push back because you're worrying about the message. And the message may not even be for you. It may not even pertain to anything in your life, but you're trying to make it fit. Just because you're like, ooh, well, I felt drawn to watch this. And, for all intents and purposes, you may have been drawn to watch this just because you do that. And I do actually set ground rules before my show. So sometimes that's the only reason. That may be the only reason, is that you just need to learn to not try to force things to fit you. Okay, so let's shuffle these. Last week's cards were, wow, they were mind-blowing. I mean, right out of the gate. It was kind of exciting. So let's see if anything pops out, because last week they did. Like the first 3 cards popped out of the deck. If not, we'll just shuffle this one more time after this, then split it in half and see where we go from there. And maybe that's what they want me to do, because that just kind of flew out of my head. So all right, so Monday through Friday, while I'm shuffling these, I do topics, and I do open up with guidance cards, just so people aren't staring at my face while I wait for people to come on. But on Fridays, I think it's fun to go into the weekend, right? Okay, that card was kind of sticking out, so I think it's kind of fun to go into the weekend and just, with a little bit of excitement, a little bit of joy, and maybe some messages, right? So card number 1. Okay, I don't know who needs to see this, but yes. I have like 5 questions swirling in my mind, so maybe one of those, because I feel like, ooh, I felt that, ooh. So yes, whatever your question is, Whether you like it, the answer, or not. A yes doesn't always mean positive, okay? Oh, I know what my third rule was. Sorry. I always give you my thoughts on the cards, but because they come with books, I also give you the book's thoughts because, it's fair. And what I have to say may be directed at someone specifically, whether I know you or not. But the book is generalized, and that may be what somebody else needs to hear. So there you go. There it was. Rule number 3. Or guideline number 3. But yes, so again, I don't know who this is for or what question you've had, but like I said, yes isn't always positive. So even if you're thinking, well, should I not be doing this thing? And it says yes, then it's probably saying no. Maybe now's not the right time for it, okay? So, oh, right, read the book. I always do that. It's like I tell you and then I forget. Oh, guess what? There are 2 yeses in this deck. There is a yes with no punctuation and a yes with an exclamation. I wonder if that one will show up later. We got regular yes. We just got that's kind of like a, okay. The answer to your question is yes. If you want a more detailed reply to your inquiry, you can ask additional questions and pull more cards. Wow, we're pulling more cards. So there you go. How vague was that? Seriously. Next card. It's up to you. That definitely goes with this one. If you're not sure that there's enough details, this card is telling you, get your ass in gear because it is up to you. No one's going to do it for you. If you want something done with that yes answer, it is up to you to get it done. So you have got to do it, okay? I was telling older sibling this morning that I just feel like I've been being poked from all different directions, especially yesterday because I was vibing so high and I kept dropping things. It just felt like something kept knocking stuff out of my hands. And I'm just like, especially when I'm trying to create, because I love to create jewelry and I was trying to create and I kept dropping things like nobody's business. And I was vibing. And like I said, I was just in a really, really perky, upbeat mood yesterday. And kind of like today. But I could feel it. And so I asked her to pray for me this morning. I just said, can you throw up a little prayer for me today? Because I still feel them kind of nitpicking. Whenever something's going good, there is always going to be something that tries to pull you down. Okay. It may not feel like it. It may seem so subtle that you don't realize it, like dropping things or having things feel like they're being knocked out of your hand. Things that you carry and hold on to and do all day long, and suddenly you cannot hold on to anything. And it's just kind of like, oh. And what happens? If you're not aware of it, a lot of times we might get mad, like, for fuck's sake, why do I keep dropping all this shit? And that used to be me a while ago. But yesterday I was in such a good mood that I realized what was happening. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to let you bother me. Whatever it is, whatever negative energy is trying to push its way into my day, no. And I did have to take a step back from creating because I knew if I didn't, I was just going to mess something up. And so I thought, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I created 2 pieces yesterday. I was super excited about them. One of them I'm going to post today on Facebook. The small plug. It's in the Made with Love album. And it is public, so anybody can look at it. But yeah, even yesterday when I was trying to take a picture of it to put it online, it was just kind of like, seriously, this is not working. So, but it is up to you. And in this case, for me, I was asking somebody else to handle my problems, but instead, I've just got to vibe higher, and just even if it feels like I'm being chased by this energy, I got to stay one step ahead of it. Prayers don't hurt. That's true. But it's not just up to us asking somebody else for help. We also have to make sure that we push ourselves forward to, achieve whatever it is that we want to achieve. So let's see. It's up to you. The end result of the situation you asked about is entirely in your hands. You can affect the outcome by taking a proactive approach to solving any challenges. Stand in your own power and have confidence that you have what it takes to bring about a happy ending. Don't wait for someone else to rush in and take charge. In order to come to a successful conclusion, the situation requires your unique perspective and experience. Perspective, la. So it does. Only you know what's best for you. Okay? And that's the truth. Across the board, no matter what situation you are in life, only you know what's best for you. And a lot of times what we know is best for us is scary. It can be terrifying. And so sometimes we'll either stay stuck or we'll move backwards in the wrong direction. So good morning, T. So this is the kind of stuff it's talking about. Just, don't wait for someone else to rush in and take charge. In order to come to a successful conclusion, this situation requires your unique perspective and experience. So trust yourself. Trust your spidey instincts, okay? Card number 3, abundance. Who does not love that card? I love that card, but it's not just about money. Abundance is abundance of life, of love, of happiness, of joy, and wealth and prosperity. So remember, sometimes when you ask for abundance, if you're wanting to be specific about something, just say abundance of wealth or abundance of prosperity, because a lot of times abundance isn't just about those things. It can be. And a lot of times it's the first thing that pops into our head because that's what we think, right? But it's not always about that. In fact, a lot of times things might come to us in an abundance of something, and not necessarily the way we're expecting it to come, but because it's raising our vibe and it's raising that, that frequency inside of you that just explodes with excitement. You're going to leave yourself open to attract possibly what it is that you want. Something great happened to me yesterday. I received a surprise gift that I was not expecting, and I was just kind of dumbfounded because it came out of nowhere. And I was vibing so high yesterday that I wasn't pushing it away, and it was from my dad, and the note on the card just said, because I can. It's just like, okay, thanks, but it's like, it made my day, not because of the gift itself, but because one, I was manifesting, I was believing it and trusting it that it was going to work out somehow, but, and not, from any source, from wherever, not necessarily from my dad, but it was just so out of the blue, and it made me giddy, and it was like, oh, that's so sweet. Thanks for thinking of me. So, abundance, it can come in all different shapes and sizes. Let's see. Great abundance will find its way into your life. It is about prosperity. Your plans will yield prosperity, providing a sense of security about your future. Your angels will be with you as you take the actions necessary to manifest your dreams. Abundance is not always financial in nature. You may be seeking to manifest new ideas, a larger circle of friends, vibrant health, or romantic love. This card can also reflect an inflow of any of these types of treasures into your life. Open your arms to heaven to receive with gratitude that which you desire. Okay? Open your arms to source to receive with gratitude that which you deserve. Now remember, when you put something negative out there, like, why would I want to do this? Because it's only going to end up like this, or I don't want to feel this way. I have done that. All right. Look, a lot of times, you guys, I'll put myself into these scenarios because I think I just want people to know I'm not talking out of my ass. I'm talking from experience. Okay. So, I have done that where I have said, I've wanted this, that, or the other. But then I get all negative on myself, and it's either maybe I put myself down, or maybe I put a situation down, and this, that, or the other, or I don't want to feel this way, or I don't want to be hurt, or I've done all those things. And then what happens is, what you're trying to manifest, the minute you say, like, for instance, I'm just afraid, you're going to push it back. That doesn't mean you're going to push it away, but you're going to push it back. And you're kind of going to push it back over the line that it may have already crossed to get to you. And it's almost like putting out your hand and right in someone's face, right? You give them a good old hockey face wash. And what happens? It just stays right there instead of coming to you. So as hard as it can be, try to constantly flow with positive affirmations. Okay? If it's something you want, and maybe we do tend to get negative sometimes. Maybe we say something that feels negative. You say, you know what? I do not wish to manifest that into fruition. I do not wish to manifest that into fruition. So if it's something bad, those words can actually say, you know what? No. And remember, when you are asking for things, ask for this or something better. When you ask for something specific, there's a lot of work that might go around it. Okay? Or bad things can happen to get you to that particular thing. So, a lot of times we do get fixated on one thing. you know, and we're upset when it goes away or somebody else buys it or somebody else gets it, and you're just like, oh man, but that doesn't mean something else can't come your way. So remember, this or something better. Or if it's something very specific, just say this, the equivalent, or something better. Okay? So we're going to do 2 more. Oh my God! We got the one with the exclamation mark. Yay! I was wondering if that would be in there. Just when I saw them both, I was just like, wait, what? There's 2 of them? I know. You would think I'd know my cards better, but like I said, I like to discover them because it makes it exciting. But we got the first yes with no exclamation mark. Now we got the big yes. So since we've already covered kind of the yes thing, let's go to that one. Bravo! The decision you've made is the right one. There's no need to continue to sort through additional options. You know what to do and you should move forward with your plans. You've made the correct choice for your personal growth and development. However, some decisions can be a true challenge. If the task ahead of you is daunting or even sad, then proceed with your plans in a way that is life-affirming and self-loving. Ask your angels to be with you every step of the way and don't hesitate to call upon friends and family for support. So there you go. You know, the thing is some people might be saying, well, that doesn't make sense. I got a yes at the beginning that says it's up to me, blah, blah, blah. But what if you were thinking about what your yes was about? And what if you thought, oh, you know what? Some of that does make sense. So, I've come up to this new conclusion. Maybe you came up to the conclusion before we got to card number 4. Well, this one's saying, haha, you're on the right track. Okay? And if not, just remember, you got 2. So maybe it's to trust the first one without the exclamation point. And then, you know, because it is up to you, and to start manifesting the beautiful things into your life so that you can get to the exclamation mark. So you can get to that answer that you're truly, truly looking for and trying to find. Okay? So, don't stop. That's a good one to end on. Do not stop. What did I just say? When you put out the negative energies and you put out the negative affirmations, not the positive ones, you put out the negative stuff, you are pushing things back. Okay? I share this a lot and I give her credit because I think it's only fair, but it's, you know, because it's something that really, really sticks with me. And like I've said almost every day this week, you know, it's like baby sibling told me one time when I was struggling, it's about progress, not perfection. Progress, not perfection. You know, well, now some of you might be thinking, yeah, but you know, that's dumb because I want to go for perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. I'm sorry. I know that's my own opinion. That's my own perspective. But there may be something that's perfect for you, but may not be perfect for someone else. There may be something that you think is perfect. You may be shooting for perfection, but what happens when you get there? What if you find a different direction? So technically you haven't reached perfection, right? It's something to think about. If you disagree with me, it is literally something to think about. Oh my God, my face just got so itchy. A lot of times for me, guys, when that happens, there's a lot of messages coming through. Oh my God. I feel like I'm gonna have to scratch my face off. I don't know who. Okay, I'm not sure who out there needs a message, but I've been told to pull one more card after this. So before we move on to the next deck, which will be the Moonology deck. But don't stop. Okay? Just like the Journey song. Don't stop believing. Okay? But yeah, seriously. Don't quit right before the miracle. Don't quit 5 seconds before, you know, the finish line. You know, there, T has a good saying. Find your perfect. Don't follow someone else's perfect. But for me, I always went to perfection in a negative way. And that's why for me, I choose progress, not perfection. But that's another good way to look at it. Find your perfect. I mean, like when you find, oh, baby sibling and baby bear talking about the Journey song, Don't Stop Believing. I love that song, right? Who does not love it? If you do not love that song, go back and listen to it, okay? Or at least get in there and just give it one playthrough. I mean, come on, it's Journey. Who doesn't like Journey? I actually know people that don't like Journey, but I like Journey. So, old Journey with oh God, I can't think of his name. Oh my God, I can't think of his name. Steve Perry. There it is. There it is. But anyways, don't stop. All right? Just don't stop. Don't give up on yourself. Never give up. Never quit. Never stop. And, you know, it's like I was going to say about T when she says, find your perfect. Don't follow someone else's perfect. You know, what if you meet somebody, right? And somebody says, well, why are you attracted to that person? I mean, they may have the greatest personality ever. They may, this other person may even like their personality, but they don't like the way they look. But they're your perfect. They're perfect for you. And that's what counts. That's what matters. Don't throw love away because somebody else has an opinion about it. All right? And, I mean, if it's legitimate concern, then that. But I mean, if it's just regular superficial crap, vanity crap, stop. So, oh wait, I forgot. Don't stop. Don't stop. Okay, apparently I need to learn the alphabet. Stop it. Okay, that was a hard one to find. This is not the time to give up. Continue to move in the direction of your hopes, dreams, or plans. Oh, sorry. Let me try that again. This is not the time to give up. Continue to move on in the direction of your hopes, dreams, or plans. You are on the right path and you should see progress as long as you stay the course. It's very important that you stand your ground and believe in yourself. Don't let others intimidate you into quitting. Just because they don't have your vision doesn't mean you shouldn't follow your heart. Exactly. Follow your path. All right. Follow your truth. And, you know, just go with it. A lot of times people always have to have a comment, and they could be just because they're jealous. Okay. I'm going to pull 2 more cards. This next one, I don't know who this is for, but it says unlikely. So if you've had a question, so we got a yes, but if the yes didn't feel like it fit you and you're still not getting it, even after 2 yeses and you're still not feeling it, then I think this card is trying to tell you just it's time to move forward. It's time to move ahead. Don't stop your progress for somebody else. You know, because if people are meant to be in our lives in a very specific manner, they will be in our lives in that specific manner. And things can change down the road. You never know. But whatever this situation is that you're asking about, like I said, if the yeses did not resonate with you, then it seems it's unlikely. You know, I don't like the sad oracle cards. They make me kind of blue. The situation you have asked about is unlikely to occur as you are imagining it. So see, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It means it's not likely to occur the way you're envisioning it. There may be a different version of events that will take place, or it may be that what you've asked for is simply not in your highest and greatest good. Place your focus on an alternative possibility. Open your eyes to different opportunities. Be willing to experience a unique and more uplifting outcome than what you had planned for yourself. That's kind of like the other one. Don't limit yourself to other people's beliefs. Okay, so don't limit yourself to your own belief. Just because it doesn't happen one way doesn't mean it's not going to happen. That whatever you're asking for to happen in your life, it will happen, but not in your way. In fact, there's a great saying from Jack Canfield that he says that he likes to talk about in his Success Principles book. And he's, I believe, the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. But older sibling got us tickets one time to go see him. Great motivational speaker. Great. I mean, I know a lot of people are just kind of like, yeah, whatever. But, you know, you can always pull different things from people, even if you're not a fan. And one of the things I love that I continuously forget is this. Focus on the what, so the how can happen. Focus on the what, so the how can happen. When you start to focus on how it's going to happen, you may actually be halting it in its path. That's another one where it's up to you, right? It's up to you to stay the course. It's up to you to make all these things happen. It's up to you to not stop. It's up to you to change the unlikely and just say, you know what? Okay, maybe it's not going to happen the way I want it to happen. But whatever it is that you're asking for, but just keep moving along your path, focusing on the what. If you're looking for abundance of any sort, maybe you're looking for prosperity. Stay open to possibilities. It may not happen in one very specific way that you're asking it to happen. It could happen in a lot of little different ways. Or it could happen in a big way and continue to happen in a lot of little different ways. Or the little things may lead up to something big. But the point is that if you try to, hyper focus on one outcome, you're actually kind of hurting your manifestation or your prayers or your intentions. It's like I said, when we put manifestations, intentions, or prayers out there, we're putting them out to, the universe, your source, God, your higher powers, whoever it is, or your angels, your guides, to help you. Give them a bigger playing field. Do not narrow the playing field for them. Focus on the what so the how can happen really does kind of go with, oh God, I just totally forgot the saying I was going to say. But it really goes along, with this or something better or the equivalent. You're expanding the playing field for them to work with. You're giving them the chance to really kind of bring whatever it is into your life without you being so specific or hyper focused on one particular outcome. Okay, so just if you focus on what the goal is, just allow it to come to you the way it's meant to come to you. Okay. So, and I said I pull one more. Take action. Woo! This is like the go get 'em deck. This is the go get 'em reading. Go get 'em. Go get 'em. So take action. Take action. Okay. That seems pretty straightforward, but we'll read it anyway. Take action. The time has come to take action. Your angels are waiting for you to take the next step so they can assist you along the path to your dreams. Do away with procrastination and uncertainty. In your heart, you know what to do, so get going. Whether you're focused upon career, relationships, or some other topic, the fulfillment of your wishes isn't going to just fall into your lap. You must be actively focused on the pursuit of what you want. Now, a lot of times people might be saying, well, I don't understand, because, the only way I can really make something happen is by, manifesting it and setting an intention for it or praying for it. And that's okay. And by the way, guys, don't be afraid to ask your higher powers, including God, for whatever it is you need, whether it's money, love, whatever, because I know a lot of times we're raised to feel limited, saying, well, God has more important things to do. Well, God may not be a wish machine, or your higher power may not be a wish machine. But you know what? If you put the intention out there, you put the prayer out there, you put the manifestation out there, it is okay to ask. Okay? I mean, there are other deities out there that say, yeah, come to me for whatever you need. But for some reason in Christianity, in particular my upbringing, it was like, well, you know what? Don't ask for frivolous things. What may seem frivolous to one person may not be frivolous to another. Because you're giving your faith over to God. You're giving your faith over to that higher power and saying, you know what? I trust that you're going to see me through this. I trust that you're going to help me get what I need because, I could really use it right now. And that's the good things that turn into positive things. Okay. You cannot pray or wish for bad things to happen to people. You can, but remember, there are consequences to that, because if something does happen, that's on you. And it doesn't mean you caused it. But if, you could be totally independent of something bad that happened to somebody that you had ill will for. But you're not going to know that or not. You're going to be left with this feeling of guilt, saying, oh my God, did I cause that? Did I do that? And you don't want that. Karma, exactly. Baby Bear put it perfectly. Actions have consequences. And those consequences are usually karma. And karma can swing back and whap you upside the head. And trust me, you do not want to be there if and when it does. Okay, so just be careful. Ask for good things. If you need a little extra help from, in the money department, ask your higher power, ask God. It's okay. I'm here to break that stigma. All right, I'm here to break that stigma and let you know that it is okay. I mean, if the universe will bring you in its own way what you need or want, why can't your higher power? Right? But don't ask in desperation. Excuse me. Don't ask in desperation either. When you ask in desperation, it's the wrong vibe. You're putting out the wrong vibe, and it's not going to happen. In which case you start to become bitter, you start to become angry and saying, well, why didn't God do this for me? Why didn't God do that for me? Well, because you didn't ask with the right vibration. You asked in a way that says, I'm asking you, but I don't think you're going to come through for me. Because that's when we low vibe and pray out of desperation. That's what happens. And remember, sometimes when we're praying over very important things to us, it could be maybe the health of a loved one or something, there are going to be fixed points in our lives, and they may hurt like a bitch. Okay. But it's like I said, if you were to be able to have that opportunity to fix it, it would probably still end up the same, one way or another, because there are fixed points in our lives. Think about things that are so horrible that you thought you could change, or you thought you could pray your way through, and it didn't happen, but it may have set you on a whole different course. I mean, it could even be jobs, right? I mean, you hear these people that, there's an actor that is on one of my favorite TV shows. And I was just reading about them the other day, because we watched The Masked Singer. Okay, I'm going to give a little context. Older sibling and I watched The Masked Singer, and, they're so sure that this person might be the person under the frog mask or the prince mask. And so I started reading, right? Because you want to see what all the clues mean, so you start reading about them. I just Googled on the internet, and it turns out that this one particular person, they had this completely different career. But after 9/11 and seeing how quickly life can just poof right out, they thought, I'm going to go pursue my dreams, and ended up on Broadway. And now they're on a TV show, and now they're making their own record deals, and it's interesting because, I was just seeing if the clues matched what, because they always take clues from people's careers and personal lives. But when I was reading it, I thought, God, that's so inspiring. It's so inspiring, but that was a fixed point. That was a fixed point in a lot of people's lives, in the world, period. But it changed, it changed a lot of lives. I mean, obviously it changed a lot of lives. But in this particular story I was reading, this person decided, you know what? Life's too short. I got to go for this. And they did. And they ended up being very successful at it. And like I said, it was a complete career change. So you never know what fixed points can do. They're going to hurt. You're going to grieve. You're probably always going to mourn the loss of somebody, or grieve the loss of somebody that you love so much. Or, maybe a job that you loved so much, you can grieve and then let go. But remember, fixed points happen. My job being eliminated, to me, feels like it was a fixed point now, because it set me on a whole different path than I ever thought I'd be on. I never thought I'd be designing jewelry and stuff. I mean, it's not going anywhere yet, but everyone has to start somewhere, right? And it's just, I told older sibling, I said, I'll lay these things out, and they just kind of work themselves out in my head. Like, remember that scene from A Beautiful Mind when he looked up at the math problems and just saw the answer? They could just see the answers. That's what it feels like. I just put the things down, and then they just kind of formulate in my head, and then I put them together. And sometimes that doesn't feel right, so I'll just keep if I try to mess it up, that's the funny thing. If I try to change it a little bit, I still end up back with the original idea. So, you never know what's going to happen. So we have a full moon on Sunday/Monday. So I'm doing the Moonology deck. Here we go. Look at the bigger picture. That was perfect. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. But look at the bigger picture. Kind of just covered that, didn't we? Looking at the bigger picture and just kind of, trying to see past what, that I guess it's like when you look at a person, right? A lot of times we'll sit there and we'll just see their outside. But the whole don't judge a book by its cover really, really kind of falls into that category, at looking at the bigger picture. This or something better. Focus on the what, so the how can happen. Your unlikely scenario may not happen the way you want it to, but you're so hyper focused on how you want it to happen that you are missing the bigger picture. A lot of times when we get so hyper focused on one particular thing, we forget to live the rest of our lives. And we forget that there's so much more out there in this world, you know, and whatever it is you're looking for, you may find. But it's up to you. It's up to you to turn that yes into a yes, right? So that your scenario is no longer unlikely, but probable and most likely to happen with that yes. Okay, so looking at the bigger picture, are you thinking too much about the details of your dilemma, fretting over a minutiae? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think I said that right. Can be counterproductive. You know, I got a concussion a few years ago. I swear it knocked some of my smart brain cells out of my head. So anyways, fretting over the minute can be counterproductive. I changed it to fit me. Or perhaps you're being all talk and no action. This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes you need to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What do you then... Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. My reading. What do you then see about your current situation? What's the most positive thought you can have about it? Now is the time to count your blessings, even if you don't yet have exactly what you want. This card is also a reminder that we often have to take a few risks and go with uncertainty on this journey called life. Try to keep an open mind about what's for the best. The universe could surprise you. I'm sorry I tripped over that. Speaking of gratitude, right now, baby sibling and older sibling and I are doing The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. We're on day 4, but if you're interested, baby sibling is actually going to be vlogging the entire series on YouTube, on her channel, Simplifying Mom. So if you want to do that, I mean, you can buy the book and follow along, or you can just, you know, go over there and follow along. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because The Magic, it really does, it focuses on gratitude. It focuses on gratitude. And one thing baby sibling likes to do is her 5 things of gratitude every day. Now, during The Magic, it's 10 things of gratitude every day. And today is actually the health chapter, but magical health. But it does really kind of make sense, because it's about what you put out there is what you're going to get back. It's kind of like karma in a way. If you put good things out there, you're going to get good things back. And that's the same. If you speak kindly about yourself, you're going to start noticing a change in you, because you're appreciating yourself, you're loving yourself. Even if you're just grateful, like I'm grateful for all the crap that sits around me, right? I mean, I have all these little, I know, look, I have a whole bunch of toys back there, my little Lego things. And some of those I started with these 2. I built with my nephews a couple years back. So this one right here was Optimus Prime. I got that for my birthday. I was at Universal. It was my 40th birthday. I had a button on that said happy birthday that my family got for me to, you know, because, you know, like I would not put it on. It's my birthday. I love my birthday. But they gave me the very last one. I didn't ask for it, and I figured it'd be for kids because it was a Transformer ride, but they gave it to me. And it turns out it was Optimus Prime, right? And he's pretty cool. Oh, Bumblebee's my favorite, but he's pretty cool. But it's just those little things, right? To be grateful for. You know, I'm grateful for putting that together because it reminds me that somebody just, you know, saw my giddiness and said, hey, here, let me add to that. So I drew that into me. I drew that to me. And it, like I said, it turns out it was the very last one. But it was such a sweet gesture, and it was such a kind thing that somebody did for me. And it was exciting. So that reminds me of that. I have a little Darth Vader thing sitting over here. I know it's a collectible, but I took it out of the box. About killed my friend. But they got it for me, and it's only sold in Japan. And he actually knew I would take it out of the box. They gave it to me because at my old desk, I had a lot of different toys on my desk because they just make me smile. They make me happy. I'm a geek. Can I say? But they got it specifically for that. So that reminds me of my friend from our mailman, actually, from work. So there's all different sorts of things. You know, I'm going to show you something really quick, probably more for the benefit of baby sibling, but for one of the boys' birthdays. This actually came from my friend Bunny, who was his past. But I super glued all these little aliens in there. See, they're not going anywhere, but they make me giggle, and they remind me of a fun weekend, or a fun week, fun long week that I had celebrating. So it's always, focus on the little things too. Don't always just be so focused on the big things. Focus on the little things and be grateful for everything. That's how we bring magic into our lives. That's how we bring intentions to life and manifestations, prayers, all those things. Oh, baby sibling loves it. I did. I have to say, the reason I super glued them in is because they kept falling out. And that's actually a candle holder. But I thought, screw it. I'll put the aliens in there. But it brings me joy. So anyways, attuned to the moon. Take time out for a mini break or adventure. Additional meanings for this card. The situation may have come around because you've been distracted. Be confident without being overconfident to win the day. Have you shown that you care? If not, now is the time. Show your loved ones. Say thank you. Show gratitude. Find a balance between speaking your mind and saying too much. That's a tough one for me. The full moon in Sagittarius is a time when we are reminded that life is an adventure and there's a big wide world to see beyond our backyard. It's about having fun and being prepared to sail into uncharted territory. It's about big ideas versus the details. No matter when you draw this card, it encourages you to look at the bigger picture. Always look at the bigger picture. So yeah, I really like that card. Look at the bigger picture. That really, I'm telling you, a lot of times when we do these angel answer cards, they really do set the tone for the day. Last week, it was like an hour-long love reading, but I know, it was just kind of like, wow. And that was the very first card that popped out was romance. So that was pretty fun. That was exciting. So, because, that doesn't happen very often, but it was just a fun, upbeat, oracle reading. But this one is reminding people, and I think it kind of does go with last week's thing, because a lot of times people might be thinking, we might all be hyper focused into one area. I mean, I always hate putting it out there when I say, I feel like I'm eternally single, because I don't want to be eternally single, but I feel like that's the kind of thing you do not say. Okay. But when they say it's up to you, you may not know who's meant to come into your life. If it is about romance, you may not know who's about to come into your life or who's going to come into your life. But what these cards are telling us today is that don't just focus on that. Don't just wait in one spot for that to happen. Live your life. Look at the bigger picture. Look at all the other things you could be doing while you're waiting. Who knows? You may go out there and say, oh, maybe today you're like, you know what? I don't know who this crazy woman is, but she's right. I know, right? As long as you say I'm right. I'm just kidding. But no, I don't know who this crazy woman is talking on this computer to me, but I happened upon her video and poof. But you know what? Maybe she's right. Maybe I should go outside and look at the bigger picture. You don't know who you're going to run into. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what amazing things could happen. Because you're not sitting around waiting for it to happen. Just when they say it's up to you, it means it's up to you to raise your vibe. It's up to you to manifest these things into your life, this or something better. It's up to you to live. Everything else is the bonus. It's about bringing joy to your life, not waiting for someone to bring it to you. You have to fill your own cup. Okay? Everything else is a bonus. Everything else is that bonus feeling, like, oh, that swimmy feeling, right? So, don't be so hyper focused on one thing that you also don't give your guides enough room to work their magic. Oh, some of these cards are, oh, see, I'm not going to read the details on this one, but isolation. Get out of isolation. And believe it or not, this card was also flipped upwards in the deck. Soar. Okay? Get out of your isolation and soar. Go out there, do your thing, be you, do you, love you, all those beautiful things. There's some other cards that are upside down in here. Preparation. Here's another one. Balance. Okay, that's weird, guys. I don't know how these got turned upside down, but balance. So you have to find that balance between isolating and soaring. Isolating is bad. Isolating can be so bad. But I don't know if those were just our cards. I love this deck. Oh, bond. A bond. Go into nature and play. And it's very possible you might find your community. I shit you not. These cards are like right side up in my deck, and I have no idea how they got that way. So, I think, wow, I wasn't going to do this deck either. But, you know, I will say a warning card came up. And I think the warning card is specifically to don't just sit around. Look at the big picture. Get out there. It's up to you. Turn that yes into a yes. And, you know, live your life. Get out there and play. You know, play. Find a community. You know, be in nature. Nature's amazing. You know, bond with yourself if you have to. It's not always that easy, but you can bond with yourself, and sometimes it's how we find that balance. I play a game online, and I swear to you, this is like, you know, my name on this game is Balance, and I feel like I finally am living up to that name. Like it's actually, you know, I don't know, my face is still itchy. I wasn't going to make it this long, but somebody's got a lot of messages that need to come through. So, we're going to go to the New Orleans deck, and then we're going to finish with the Enchanted Unicorn deck. I do love this deck. We have done this deck. This is the 3rd week in a row now, and I love it. What was interesting is last week and the week before, Power and Flow came up. So Madame Laveau and Flow came up twice, 2 weeks in a row, and in the same order, Power and Flow. So I don't know what's going to come up today, but that was pretty super duper exciting. And Marie Laveau is such a interesting person to read about. So fascinating, beautiful, and excuse me. They're like, get your name out of my mouth. I said that backwards, but you'll get over it. So anyways, I know now I have a tickle in my throat, and I don't know why. But, I mean, I probably do know why. I don't know, maybe I'm not supposed to talk about her. I have no idea. But, I don't see why not. Maybe someone's trying to stop me, because she is a very powerful figure. And she's a very powerful human figure. Okay, I mean, she's not a deity. She was straight out there a human being. So, who just kind of lived her life and didn't care. That's funny. I looked at the bottom. Look at the card. It's Flow. I know, right? It's Flow. So, patience. Ooh, bunnies. Patience. With everything, including what we're talking about today, there is a level of patience that is required. We may not want to deal with it. Ooh, it's card number 13. So we may not like patience. We may hate the fact that we have to be patient. You may be thinking, I've been patient for so long. When is this going to happen? Just stop it. I've been patient for so long. Because when you sit there and put, when is this going to happen, you may be pushing it back again. This is why we have to look at the bigger picture. You know, we have to see things for what they are. And just live our lives. I mean, the Crow cards were amazing. You know, I mean, how they just kept coming out and coming out and coming out, all upside down in the deck. Nature, bonding, playing, don't isolate. You know, warning, do not isolate. Those two cards should have really gone together. Soar, but isolation and then soar. And then the third card I pulled, which I did not share, and I should have, was warning. And I think that was a warning to not isolate, to just allow yourself to soar, to not just sit in one place waiting for something specific. The only thing that shows up when you sit in one place is a bus. And I'm telling you right now, if you're in London, it's not always the same bus, because it changes at night. I know, confused the shit out of me. That's how I ended up on the tube. But, and I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. Things change. Things can change without you realizing it. And do you want that to happen? No. I mean, you could sit there all night at the bus stop waiting for that bus to come back the next morning. Or you can just face your fears and do something you never thought you would do or have the courage to do. And remember what I said yesterday in that one quote. Better an oops than a what if. Better an oops or a what if. And Baby Siblings quote yesterday on the planner. Seize the day, right? How many of us have heard Carpe Diem? It's a message we hear over and over and over again. And yet when we see it, we love it so much. I loved it so much because I realize I don't often seize the day. Seize the day. Get out there. Do something. You know, be a part of the world. Don't isolate. Don't just sit around. You know, if you feel like your funds aren't enough, you can go to the beach. You can go to a park. Those are free. Maybe not to park, but if you can find a good beach and find a good parking, you don't have to pay for parking. Just watch the signs, especially if you're in California. Never know when street sweeping day is. I got a good story for that one day. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. But older sibling, she's probably laughing. But however, just go out there, play, be a part of nature. You know, a lot of times we think of nature as just being a forest. It can be the beach. Maybe you don't like the forest. Maybe you like the beach. Maybe you don't like the beach and you live near the beach. But, you know, so find a forest. Not always easy to find a forest, I know. But you can find a park with trees. You know, you can find a park with trees. You do not have to go to the mountains. And I'm talking about basically the Californians here. Because, you know, it's not always easy to get into nature. But, or there's places that baby sibling likes to go out on her drives. And I told baby sibling that story. Just really quick, I have to tell you guys. Older sibling and I decided we're going to the beach. I needed to dunk myself in the water, like a kind of a renewal thing for me. And she's like, oh my God, we can't park here. And I'm like, why? And it was perfect. It was literally right at the beach. I mean, behind us was the beach. That's how close this parking stall was. And there were only two of them. One of them was open. And older sibling's like, no, we can't park here. We can't park here. It says street sweeping on Wednesday. And I'm like, crap. So, you know, so I'm trusting her and we start driving. Then all of a sudden I start seeing that there's different street sweeping signs. And I see one, no parking this time to this time, street sweeping on Tuesday. And all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, today's Thursday. So fortunately we got the spot back. Okay. We did get the spot. So thank goodness. But I'm sitting here and I almost started getting mad at her. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, well, you know what? Because she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's not your fault. Because we both literally thought it was Wednesday. So we had brain farts. It's total brain farts. But yeah, we did get the spot back. But it did make for a funny story. And it was a good test. A good litmus test for me. Because I was just really kind of finding my balance at the time. And remembering to take a breath before getting upset. You know, because there's things that can hurt us. And there's things that we just react poorly to because we do get defensive. And it could be from a lot of different things. And moving out of those habits is what we work towards. And I was able to move out of that bad habit. And that was kind of, for me, the passing grade. But it was just like, seriously, what happened? So anyways, a tree needs time to grow after it is planted. And the same can be said for even our best laid plans. By simply doing what is in your power and then having some faith and letting go, you will see the fruits of your labor come to pass one at a time. This card is shown up in your reading because you are eager for results and your patience is worn thin waiting for them. Take stock of all your actions. It may be that you've already done all that is within your power and now it is time to let nature take its course. I can tell you right now, this card is definitely resonating with me. I know baby sibling and older sibling know, but there are some things that I've been so patient about. It's just like, but you know what? It's because I keep saying that. Why hasn't it happened yet? So I need to take the advice of the crows. Go out and play. Go out and bond with nature. Go out and have fun. Do not isolate. Soar. Allow yourself to soar. Right? And find your patience. Just allow it to unfold. Because I tell you, you know what? When you try to push something or force something, it's like finding out a surprise, right? And then having to fake being surprised. What fun is that? Right? I mean, you wanted so bad to know what it was. Then when you open it, you just don't have that same excitement. It's that excitement that, you know, is worth the patience. When it finally happens, when things finally come to fruition, everything that you've been hoping for, whether it comes to you in the way you hoped it would, or it comes to you in a different way, you're going to know. And you're going to have that joyful feeling and it's going to knock you right out of your shoes. Because it's going to feel so elating. You're going to feel like you're floating. Right? And we love those feelings. We love to feel that excitement, that joy, that, you know, that just that presence of something amazing that happened to us. And it could be small things. It could be big things. It could be anything. You know, so just give yourself that time. Also, I love the fact that it's card number 13 because guess what? Today is Friday the 13th. That's right. Today is Friday the 13th. My favorite day. And before you... Okay, that's funny. Nature. So be patient in nature, okay? Be patient in nature. We're going to read that one real quick, then we're going to move on really quick to the Enchanted Unicorn deck. But just live life. Stop stopping yourself. You know, stop waiting for everything to happen. When we give ourselves the opportunity to be open-minded, so many things can happen for us. So many things. But, you know, when you, like I said, when you remain hyper-focused on certain things, it makes it harder. So, nature. Spending time in natural places is one of the easiest ways for your body, mind, and spirit to regain balance and healing. If you pulled this card, then you were in need of a date with nature. Whether it's a day at the beach, a quick walk in the park, that's so funny, or even just a few minutes to let your bare feet make contact with the grass, finding time to enjoy the outdoors will be helpful to you. Take a moment to see how your energy flows with even the thought of incorporating a little more nature into your life. Once you allow yourself to connect in this way, you will feel a deeper connection, peace, and clarity within yourself. I love this card. It is such a pretty card. But I will say this. So, like I was saying, baby sibling has a very special spot that she likes to go to. And, you know, it's her special spot, so she can share it with whoever she wants. But I also don't want people stalking her. So anyways, but she has a very special place that she likes to go. And I noticed that almost every time she posts that after she's been there, she, you know, either before or after, it's like, you know, my soul is in need of, or my soul really needed that. And that's what that card is talking about. You know, I know we all live in different places. She lives nowhere near a beach. And where she lives, not a lot of trees in the lower areas. So, but unless they're man-made and planted. I mean, not man-made, but man-planted. But I think the whole point is nature is anything. Nature is outside. Nature's your backyard. You know, get outside. Even if you're just swimming in a pool. It's nature. Because you're in water. You're enjoying the outdoors. You're enjoying the fresh air, the blue skies, the sunlight. All those things. And they can be so important to our growth. Because they help us get out of our head. They help us cleanse our thoughts. And to move away from the anxiousness. And to move away from the negativity. And it reminds us that, you know, I always, one of the things I think that peeves me is when people say, well, you know, just try to remember you're just a speck in a big world. You're more than just a speck in a big world. It takes a lot of specks. And if everyone's a speck, that's fine. But this is your world. This is your life. You know, yeah, you may exist on a planet, but in your world is where the beautiful things exist. And you're more than just a speck. You're a pivotal part of your world. You're a pivotal part in your life, right? You make the decisions. It's up to you to change the yes to a yes, right? Okay, so let's do the Enchanted Unicorn deck, and then we'll be on our way. All right. Oh, well, there you go. I was like, I don't see any cards coming out, so. Oh, let me get two. I wasn't planning that. That's not how I planned that. See? That was not how I planned it. But now I'm curious what that card is. So I'm going to look really quick. Oh. That's funny. So we had this one too. Last week. I think it was last week. Last week or the week before. Shroom. Think outside the box. If you are isolating, not sure how to soar, not sure how to find nature or to balance in it, think outside the box. Okay, I sound like a commercial. Think outside the box. If you're isolating, try to find different ways. You know, there are a lot of reasons why people don't go outside. There are a lot of reasons why people might be afraid to go outside. Find a book. Okay, or find a way that you can go outside. I have a friend who has been dealing with a severe health issue. And because of that, it's hard for her to go out into the sun. And so, you know, we talked about those bathing suit type rash guard things. I think they used to be called rash guards because a lot of surfers used to use them. But now a lot of people just use them because it helps to block the UV rays and all that stuff, right? So you don't get sunburned. But she tries to find different ways to be able to go outside or to go out when the sun is not the hottest. There's always a way. If you're afraid to go outside, maybe what is the phobia? Agoraphobic, I believe, is the fear of, wide open spaces or being outdoors or something like that. Take the steps. If you can afford it, do the online therapy. If you can't, I'm sure there are support groups across the board on the internet. It's all about taking the initiative, right? It's about thinking outside of the box. What can I do to improve my situation? What can I do to improve my life? And sometimes we're not going to follow the traditional path of everybody else. We're going to think outside the box. If something does not resonate with you, but someone's forcing you to do it, follow your path. Okay? Follow your path. Like T said earlier, and I'm not sure if she's still on, find your perfect. Don't follow someone else's perfect. And it really kind of falls under the term, don't limit yourself to somebody else's beliefs. That's one of my favorite sayings. Do not limit yourself to other people's beliefs. So, the shroom. At first glance, the sky blue mushroom looks like an unearthly being, a bright luminous blue against the green forest background. In fact, it looks like something out of Alice in Wonderland. The fungus is native to New Zealand and some parts of India. It is not considered edible, but bizarrely, no one seems to know if it is toxic either. While it is highly decorative, any other valuable qualities are yet to be discovered. Anybody else thinking what I'm thinking? Just because it says shroom. Sorry, my mind went there. But that definitely does help you think outside of the box. And not that whatever. I was in my 20s once. But, yeah. Anyways. Sorry. The unique and extraordinary beauty of the sky blue mushroom encourages us to entertain unique and extraordinary ideas. I saw a laughy face go up there. Think outside the box. For every problem, there is a solution. Specifically, for every environmental problem created by humans, there is a resolution. We just need to find it by using ingenuity and resourcefulness. Instead of complaining or getting angry and full of despair about the Earth's environmental challenges, resolve to do something about it. Be part of the key that unlocks incredible results. The Shroom Unicorn encourages clever solutions that will help to protect the Earth and sustain human life. The first step is to tap into the natural world by communing with plants and nature. Ask for guidance from Mother Earth. This action will lead you to research the practicalities and start generating ideas. Within nature, there are secrets and hidden clues that make human life easier, as well as protecting the environment. The two need not be mutually exclusive. Wonderful environmental initiatives are already starting to happen. The world needs your optimism, innovation, and action. I got this card last week because it turns out that one of the kids that grew up in my neighborhood, she's currently getting her master's in another state, was not sure which way in the environmental thing she wanted to go. But I don't know if that's still for her or if it's someone else. I keep hearing it's for somebody out there who knows it's for them, but they're not doing it. So that's the second week this has come up. So for inspiration, the unicorn suggests looking into solutions that have already had a significant impact on healing the world's environment. Troubled times call for clever answers, and you could be holding the key. I was actually thinking about the environment the other night. So there are a lot of people I know who do not believe in global warming. They think, well, we got a nice cool breeze, we got this, that, and the other. Global warming isn't about whether it is hot or cold. Or whether it's about weird, strange weather patterns, like how California doesn't get a whole lot of rain right now. Or how the East Coast gets so much that, they're literally floating away. Okay, and that's in the United States. In fact, in California, we used to have... I'm not sure about Northern California, but they've had some pretty gnarly fires in the last couple of years. One of them destroyed almost destroyed an entire town. And I say almost because I think 2 buildings were left standing. But it was a small old town, that had been there since I think the 49er, or since the 49er days. Well, not 49ers, the football team, but the Miners, okay? Who it started in 1849. Never mind. I meant the miners, okay? Who've been there since the gold mining days, or the mining days. And that town was pretty much wiped out, And here in Southern California, we always talk about fire season. And fire season would usually start in the fall because it's so dry in the summer that everything gets kind of crispy. Everything's just dry. The brush is dry, not so green anymore. And we wait. And we would have fire seasons. We'd have brush fires, either from natural causes like lightning, sometimes accidental power lines when we get these Santa Ana winds that are super hot and blow the crap out of everything, or just stupid people, you know. And yeah, I'm not taking that back because some people are just dumb and not paying attention. And we had a devastating fire the day before, so on Wednesday. And beautiful, beautiful homes, very large homes that overlooked the ocean down here in southern Orange County. And it wiped out like 13 or 14, I think upwards of 20 houses, just like that. You know, one guy was talking about how his daughter smelled smoke and they just made it out. Grabbed the cat, grabbed the kids, made it out. I mean, they had embers on them when they were getting into the car, and the kids were just like frantically trying to wipe it off. But their homes were destroyed. And the fire chief said it perfectly. We used to have a fire season. Now we just have to worry about it all year long. So, on the bright side though, I know there's always a bright side to everything. If you have a beautiful sunset and you're in a neighboring state, you're welcome. Because that's from our fires. But, you know, and don't feel bad about it. I mean, if you have a beautiful sunset, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Because that's showing us that every day has an ending and every day has a beginning. And all of them were grateful because nobody died that they know of. They're pretty sure nobody died. And they lost a lot of things. And that's the hard part, right? Because you lose memories. You lose memories. And then you're stuck, well, not stuck, but then you have to rebuild them. But you have your life. And that may not feel good at the moment, but that's what a lot of them were focused on. A lot of them were focused on the fact that, you know what, we have our lives. We all made it out okay. We got enough of what we could. So, this is also another good reason, guys, to have a backup plan. Okay? Like, and I don't mean like a backup plan of somewhere to go. Like, back up your stuff into a hard drive, all your important papers and everything. My dad actually took every single one of our family photos from the photo albums and put them all on hard drives. That way, if this ever happened, just put them in the car and out. My parents had to do that one time. They were almost told to evacuate, but they didn't because the fires actually didn't come that close. But they were on evacuation notice. And my mom said, yeah, she's all, your dad doesn't want to leave, but he put all the stuff in the car, all the pictures, the hard drives of the pictures in there, and, you know, told me to go if I have to go. So just, it's good to have that backup just in case. All right. So let's do our last card. Tubular bells, patience and trust. That's why I was giggling, because that's the card that was sticking out that I did not foresee coming. But patience and trust, that one also kind of resonates with me. I know a lot of times we have trouble with patience, but you have to trust the outcome, okay? And you have to trust that it will come to you in the way that it is intended to come to you, that it is meant to come to you. So sometimes known as squash blossoms, I don't know why I just like that term, squash blossom. Hey, squash blossom. The flowers of the zucchini plant are yellow and tubular. They are prized for their culinary contribution to both sweet and savory dishes. Oh, I love summer squash. There's no use trying to hurry the delicate blossoms. They will flower when they are ready. However, this is a generous and prolific plant, and the flowers lend themselves well to spells for prosperity and fertility. Interesting. Just as plants and flowers grow at their own pace, everything in your life will fall into place at just the right time. Okay, I'm going to stop right there and just say, this is the perfect card to end on. From where we started to where we got to now, everything has really kind of fit in a line. You know, they've all aligned together one way or another. I mean, maybe you might think, no, you're putting them together. But if you really stop and think about it, they're all aligning together. And this one is the period on your sentence or the exclamation mark. And what it's saying is, have patience and trust that everything is going to work out okay. Have patience and trust that everything's going to work out okay. So when this unicorn appears, relax and surrender your problems to a higher power. And in doing so, you will be grounded, tranquil, and wise. Patience and trust is the greater good. In the greater good are the lessons of this card. You have been allocated all the time you need to do what you came to this earth to do. Every individual has a different path to follow, so do not compare yourself to others. Manifestation of your dreams can take some time, as there is a lag between the world of thought and the physical world. It can sometimes seem that, despite constantly striving towards a much cherished dream, the opposite seems to be happening. Understand that these obstacles might be a test to see if what you truly want is the best for you. People may accomplish things sooner than you or at a younger age, but do not be discouraged. Your time will arrive at the perfect moment. As Louise Hay, I liked her, as Louise Hay said, the point of power is always in the present moment. Okay, so don't worry about age. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Focus on your life, not someone else's. Okay, focus on you. You are in your path. You are where you are meant to be, even if you feel like you're so far behind the game. I used to feel that way. And then I thought, you know what? No, I'm right where I'm meant to be, because maybe people who are around my age are feeling, I can't do this. I'm too old. Or I can't heal. I'm too far past being able to heal because I'm too old. I'm here to tell you, no, you're not. All right? I don't care if you're older than me or younger than me. It is never too late to heal. It is never to do the things that you want to do in life. It is never too late to go back to school. I was on Twitter the other day. A person was talking about how I'm 61 years old and I just went back to college, and it is scary. I forgot how hard school can be, but how fun it can also be. So they were putting their spin on it, like, I'm facing my fears and I'm realizing the more I face them, the more everything's opening up to me, and it's exciting. So you're never too old to do anything. And I don't think 61 is old, not by any stretch of the imagination. And maybe it's because I'm getting older, or maybe it's just because I realize that age is just a number that marks our time here on this planet. As long as you are breathing, you can do whatever you want. Okay? As long as you are capable, functional, not isolating, and allowing yourself to soar, it doesn't matter how old you are. Just do it. Just go do it. Okay? Yeah, older sibling got her HR certificate in her 50s. So, it's all those things. Just go out and do it. Go out and do it. You know, maybe you feel like you're getting too old to be a parent, but it might be something you want to do, or you and your partner want to do, or whatever. Do it anyway. We have a one of our news people down here at KTLA, you know, shameless plug for them. I'm not an advertisement, but I do watch them every morning. She hadn't found the right person, but wanted a kid. 46 years old, had a kid. She's like, I don't care. You know, going to go to the donor and find somebody, go to the clinic, find someone, stir it up, poof. You know, and it's been fun because we've actually watched her child grow, because a lot of times she'll bring him with her, just, you know, just show him what she does. But my point is don't limit yourself to other people's beliefs. If you have something you want to do, or there's something you want to be, or, you know, goals that you have set for yourself, do it. You're never too old. All right. So, the unicorn magic. The unicorns ask you to think of a symbol that represents your much cherished dream, your life purpose. Take a piece of paper and draw that symbol. Color it in any shade that feels right, and place the symbol in a prominent place as a reminder that what it means for you will come to you. So if you're looking for love, draw a heart. I mean, you know, that's the only thing I can think of. Or even two circles, or an infinity, right? If it's a job, maybe there's a very specific kind of job you want. Draw that on there. Maybe you want to be a stockbroker. Maybe you want to work in finance. You can use the dollar signs. You can use the money symbols. Entertainment. You know, you can use the little film cameras, or like that little, oh, you can't see it because it's it's behind the Aloha sign, but the little slat thingies, right? When they're filming. Books. If you want to be a writer, just draw a book. Or draw a word, you know, piece of paper with words and a pen on it. Jewelry designer, draw jewelry or whatever. Just whatever you want to be in life, remind yourself that that is your purpose. Mine would probably be a microphone, because I'm really good at talking. But the point is, I feel like this is part of my life purpose. I share, like I said in the past, I share my experiences. I share my story to help other people heal their stories. But I am also able now to honor my story and to respect my story without carrying that pain with me. And that's my goal, is to show people that there is always a place of healing. A lot of times we have to do some really, really hard work that probably feels like it is going to break you in half but I promise you it is worth it. So do your best to hang in there. Don't be limited to other people's beliefs. You do what you want to do. Okay, you go out there and you do what you want to do, because you have merit, you are worth it, and you're awesome. You know, and I don't care if anybody else says you're not. I'm telling you, if you're watching this and you're seeing me saying this, I'm talking to you, whoever you are, and to all my people who are watching right now. So you're awesome. You have merit. You're amazing. There are times when we feel like we're going to fall on our face and that it's not worth it, and that you know, maybe we feel like we fucked up in the most glorious of ways. It's going to happen. This is life. Okay. Hi, welcome to Earth. Welcome to being a human being. We're not perfect, but once more, it's about progress, not perfection. So keep moving forward. And as that one card said very specifically, don't stop. And as Journey said, don't stop believing. So there you go. All right. Don't stop believing. Have patience and trust, and know that everything is going to work out for the greater good, for your greatest good. And remember, one last reminder, when you're manifesting this or something better, give your guides and those that you are setting your intentions to, the universe, give them room, give them wiggle room. Okay, give them that wiggle room they need to help you bring these things into your life. And look for the signs. It may not always come the way you want it to, but one day you're going to be like, oh my God, I got that thing, and that's not the way I expected I would get it. But I totally forgot about it till right now. And you have that aha moment. Be grateful. Live in gratitude. Say thank you for everything. You know, if someone holds a door open for you, say thank you. Be the person that holds the door open for someone. If they don't say thank you, you know what? Just say it to yourself. Thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing me to be a polite person. You know, it may not be enough for you in the moment, but it'll start to sink in. I need to remind myself of that. But, because I thank people, but boy, when I hold the door open, sometimes they don't. I'll just be like, you're welcome. So, I do travel with a level of snark within me. I know, gotta watch my tude. So anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I will see you back here Monday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. That's California time. Facebook Live, it is public under Shelly Marie Lucas. If you do not catch it live, you can catch me on YouTube under the Aloha Perspective with Shelly Marie Lucas. Or I do post them right after I upload them to YouTube to Twitter under GoalieFan1973 or my mental health account, Shellbell's Quest. So I do hope to see everybody back here Monday. Not sure what we're going to talk about. It's Hodgepodge Monday, so it could be anything. Have a great, great day. Have a fun weekend. And you know what? Just go out there and enjoy life the best that you can. And if you feel like you're not vibing high enough, just remember, do your gratitude. Be grateful for everything. The stars, the moon, the grass under your feet, the sidewalks. Okay? The pebbles, everything. Be grateful for everything. Even if it seems so small, be grateful for it. Because everything that you set your eyes on has an opportunity for you to, there's an opportunity for you to be grateful. Okay. So again, thank you, baby bear. I hope you have a wonderful day too. So have a great, great day, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to everybody on Monday.